My name is Gavin Evans, and I'm going to do a bunch of reviews in one video. There's a whole streaming service called Shudder, and the great thing about Shudder is that you don't even have to subscribe to them to watch their movies, because after a few months, they actually come out on DVD. So there was a few Shudder movies I really wanted to watch, and I watched them all, and instead of doing individual videos, because I don't think any of them deserve one, spoiler alert for my thoughts on them, I just decided to do 5 reviews in one. So let's go ahead and get started with Séance. Now, Séance isn't a good movie at all. Sucky Waterhouse does a fine job in the main role, but the rest of the cast is pretty bad. The movie is completely atmosphereless, it's tensionless, it's not remotely scary. Like, you can just see that they're trying to make it scary, but not once was it successful. The way the story progresses and the answers to all the questions that we eventually get are just so unsatisfying and beyond stupid. There was 1 or 2 good kills in the end, but that's as much positive as I can get with this movie. So I'm going to go ahead and give Séance a 3 out of 10. And then we got Jakob's Wife, which is a movie I was really looking forward to because it stars Barbara Crampton, who was in a bunch of great 80s horror films like Reanimator and From Beyond. And I have to say, this movie was really bad as well. I thought the movie looked and felt really cheap. The effects were really bad. I get what they were going for with the storyline of, okay, the husband sucks the life out of his wife, and now she's sucking the blood out of people. I get what they're going for, it's just not effective in those ideas whatsoever. I thought all the acting was really bad. It's just a movie I didn't enjoy at all, so I'm going to go ahead and give Jakob's Wife a 3 out of 10. And then we got Boys from County Hell, which is an Irish film, and you could definitely tell because as soon as the movie began, they're just like, oh yeah, oh ba da da ba, da 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 da, and I'm just like, okay, I need subtitles because wow, these accents are thick. That said, I also love Irish accents, so it's a win and use situation. You can't understand them, but I love the way the accents sound. But anyways, this is a horror comedy that's neither funny nor scary. The movie has potential, especially at the start where you can see lots of promise in the plot, but then they kill off a character that I don't think they should have because I just feel like the main relationship of the movie could have been 2 friends, and they just kind of got rid of that aspect of it. There's a scene where they find someone whose heart is literally out of his chest, and they just assume the guy's drunk or something. And it's just like, what? How could you think he's drunk? His heart is literally out of his chest. Whatever. But anyways, the plot is a complete mess. The longer the movie goes on for, the less interested you get in it. The characters are really dull, and even though I love the final kill of this movie, despite how over the top it is, this is just a really forgettable movie. So I'm going to go ahead and give Boys from County Hell a 4 out of 10. Next up, we get the movie Hunted, which is a movie that I really like the premise to, of this girl running away from 2 guys in the forest in the middle of the night. I feel like this could have been a really intense and thrilling movie, but that's not the movie we got. Look, like I said in my Halloween Kills review, there's only a certain amount of stupidity that you can accept in a movie, and this movie just doesn't cross that line. It runs miles past it. The main character in this movie is so beyond stupid that I couldn't get any enjoyment from this movie. I just found it to be frustrating. Like, she's running away from these guys in the middle of the night, and she's wearing a bright yellow jacket, and she doesn't remove it. And then she's just walking around in the middle of the woods. She knows that these 2 guys are after her, and she's just like, yeah, la, 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 yeah, la, yeah. Oh, how did they find me? And then we get another chasing. It's just like, you don't try to hide. You don't try to, like, get out of the forest. What is this main character doing? She was a complete idiot to the point where it completely ruins the movie and all the potential it had. It is just an incredibly infuriating movie. Just based on the promise of it alone, I'll go as high as a 4 out of 10. But wow, this movie, man, she's stupid. What a stupid main character. And then the last movie I'm going to talk about is Fried Berry, which the first half hour of this movie, I'm just like, okay, I don't typically enjoy movies like this, but this movie is interesting to say the least. There are some unique visuals. Let's see how it progresses because it's super violent and sexual. And after the first half hour, I was just like, okay, I'm done. Like, the first half hour is decent, you're mildly entertained, but after that, it just goes on for way, way, way too long. It's a one-note movie, it's repetitive, and it offers nothing new throughout. It's a movie that's just a very difficult movie to get through. It's just a movie that should not have been 90 minutes. If you want to make a short film of this for a half hour, fine. You got something unique and interesting at least. But at an hour and a half, there's just nothing that this movie has to offer. I would never even think about watching this movie again. I'm going to go ahead and give Fried Berry a 3 out of 10. I didn't have a lot to say on those 5 movies, and I just don't feel like any of those movies really deserve their own review. Shudder has a few great movies, a few decent ones, but most of them are pretty bad. They really need to step up their quality. But have you seen Séance, Jacob's Wife, Hunted, Fried Berry, Boys from County Hell? If so, let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you like, make sure you comment, make sure you subscribe. Stay tuned for some more videos soon, and Gavin out.